Wednesday, May 31st, 2023. It is now 5:18 PM. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Would you all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Wait a minute. There we go. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call. I myself, Brian Chalik, is present. Damon Gassaway is present. Jenna Francisconi is present, and J.T. McDermott is on his way. Only one absent is Betsy Parkinson for now. Public comment. Does anybody have any comment? Amanda? Come on. Nothing? Public comment is now closed. It's 5:19 PM. Minutes, April 26, 2023, regular meeting. Everybody have a chance to look at the minutes?
Yes.
Any additions, subtractions, deletions?
I'll make a motion to approve the April 26, 2023 regular meeting minutes.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 3-0. Claims, 5/31/2023 claim docket. Everybody have a chance to look at that?
Yep.
There's not a whole lot there.
You have do note that you have a revised claim docket from what you received in your packets. One additional claim added for Walker parking, final payment for Walker parking, for the parking study. Okay.
Yeah, that's what you sent us earlier.
Yep.
Yeah. Any problems with the claims?
I'll make a motion to approve the May 31st, 2023 claim docket.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second, further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor state by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes 3-0. Old business. Any old business? We'll pass by that. New business. We have a lot on that issue. Thomas Rose Industrial Park. Public hearing on a proposed amendment to the Economic Development Plan for the Thomas Rose Industrial Park area. So this will be a public hearing, correct? I'd like to open the public hearing at 5:21 PM. And I would like to have Mr. Bert Cook read the proposed amendment.
Good evening to the Redevelopment Commission. Bert Cook, Executive Director of the LaPorte Economic Advancement Partnership. Resolution of the City of LaPorte Redevelopment Commission confirming an amendment to the declaratory resolution and the Economic Development Plan for the Thomas Rose Industrial Park Economic Development Area. Whereas the City of LaPorte Redevelopment Commission, as the governing body for the City of LaPorte Redevelopment Department, previously adopted a declaratory resolution, as subsequently confirmed and amended the original resolution, designated an area known as the Thomas Rose Industrial Park Economic Development Area as an economic development area pursuant to Indiana Code Section 36-7-14 as amended, and whereas the original resolution approved an economic development plan for the economic development area, and whereas the Commission on February 22nd, 2023, adopted a declaratory resolution amending the original resolution and the original plan to add thereto a certain project consisting of the acquisition by lease of certain property as set forth in the declaratory resolution, and whereas the City of LaPorte Plan Commission on March 14th, 2023 approved and adopted an order determining the declaratory resolution and the amendment conform to the plan of development for the city and approving the declaratory resolution and the amendment. And whereas pursuant to Section 16 of the Act, the Common Council of the city on March 20th, 2023 adopted a resolution which approved the declaratory resolution and the amendment, the amendment and the Plan Commission order. And whereas the commission has received the written orders of approval as required by Section 17A of the Act. And whereas pursuant to Section 17 of the Act, the commission caused to be published a notice of public hearing with respect to the amendment and filed a copy of said notice in the offices of all departments, bodies, or officers of the city having to do with city planning, variances from zoning ordinances, land use, or the issuance of building permits, and provided all other notices required by law. And whereas at the hearing held by the commission on May 31st, 2023, the commission heard all persons interested in the proceedings and considered any written remonstrances that were filed and all evidence presented. And whereas the commission now desires to take final action determining the public utility and benefit of the amendment and confirming the declaratory resolution in accordance with Section 17 of the Act, now, therefore, be it resolved by the City of LaPorte Redevelopment Commission as follows. 1. The commission hereby reconfirms the findings and determinations set forth in the original resolution with respect to the economic development area as previously amended. 2. After considering the evidence presented at the public hearing, the commission hereby confirms the findings and determinations, designations, and approving and adopting actions contained in the declaratory resolution. 3. After considering the evidence presented at the public hearing, the commission hereby finds and determines that it will be of public utility and benefit to proceed with the amendment, and the amendment is hereby approved in all respects. 4. The declaratory resolution is hereby confirmed. 5. This resolution constitutes final action pursuant to Section 17D of the Act by the Commission determining the public utility and benefit of the amendment and confirming the declaratory resolution pertaining to the economic development area. 6. The Secretary of the Commission is directed to record the final action taken by the Commission pursuant to the requirements of Section 17D of the Act, adopted the 31st day of May 2023.
Thanks, Bert. That was kind of a long-winded deal there.
You're welcome.
Welcome, JT. We are on new business number 8. Right, I'm just waiting for everybody to get settled here. I'm going to open the floor for public comment. The time is 5:26 p.m. Any public comment in reference to the plan for Thomas Rose Industrial Park? I don't see much going on. I'm going to close public comment at 5:27 p.m. Okay, so we've heard the proposal, the resolution. Do I need to make the motion for this now? Okay. I need to hear a motion to approve this.
I'll make a motion to adopt the confirmatory resolution confirming the amending resolution and the planned amendment, to ratify, receive, and approve appraisals, to authorize procedures for acquisition of leasehold interest in the property, and authorize executive director to acquire leasehold interests subject to maximum lease payment.
Do I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Further discussion? Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor state by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes 4-0. Because this next one is, no. Okay, I will now close the public hearing. It is 5:28 PM. Number 9, resolution regarding the acquisition and equipping of a fire truck and the acquisition, construction, installation, and equipping of a fire training facility and related facilities. Who'd like to propose that to us? Andrew? All yours, buddy.
Resolution of the City of LaPorte Redevelopment Commission declaring an official intent to reimburse expenditures and all matters related thereto. Whereas the City of LaPorte Redevelopment Commission, as the governing body for the City of LaPorte Redevelopment Department, intends to undertake the acquisition and equipping of a fire truck and the acquisition, construction, installation, and equipping of a fire training facility and related facilities. And whereas the commission reasonably expects to reimburse expenditures for the project with proceeds of bonds issued by or on behalf of the commission in the maximum principal amount of $2,750,000 to be issued by or on behalf of the commission for the purpose of financing the project. And whereas the commission desires to establish its intent pursuant to Treasury Regulation 1.150-2 and IC 5-1-14-6C, that said costs of the project are to be reimbursed from the proceeds of the bonds. Now therefore be it resolved by the City of LaPorte Redevelopment Commission that the commission hereby declares its intent to reimburse expenditures for the project with proceeds of the bonds, adopted the 31st day of May 2023.
Thank you, Bert. As discussed earlier, we are basically, and Bert, you can explain this a little bit better. We're just Craig, that's right.
Yeah, I'll
Craig, you
just
can-
explain. So there's a financing mechanism that's available to us through the Redevelopment Commission, essentially as a pass-through. It doesn't involve the actual expenditure of any redevelopment funds ultimately. And like I said, just it offers the ability to finance this project using the Redevelopment Commission as a vehicle for that financing.
Understood? Everybody understand? I need a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution of the City of LaPorte Redevelopment Commission declaring an official intent to reimburse expenditures and all matters related thereto.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Passes 4-0.
Being a pass-through, it could at least be called the Brian Chalik Training Center.
No. That means I'd have to go out there and do something, right, Damon?
All the grass.
Andy, you don't have to stay if this is all you got to do. Yeah. Thank you, though. Thank you. Number 10, Newport Landing Partial Sale Swap and Easement. You might as well stay up there now. Yeah. Getting your steps in.
Yeah. So just to give you guys a quick synopsis, you'll remember that we sold property to Smoothie King a few years back. They bought what it amounted to a parcel that was significantly bigger than what they needed. They sold off half of that parcel to a private developer. As part of the process of them approaching the city with their potential build plans, we recognize that we need an easement at the rear of the property because there is and you will remember when you constructed the infrastructure in that area, we put in an intersection to run a road behind those facilities, which will better access Smoothie King and everything on down the line. So we want to make sure that we carve out the necessary land to put, we have the appropriate easement to put that road in the future. We're not ready to put it in now, but we will be at some point. So as a part of that, we've compressed the buildable area of the property that was purchased by the private developer. So we are proposing a swap where they will give us the easement that we require, and in turn, you will give them a small section of land, about 30 feet wide, length of the property, where they can reorient their building in order to fit it on the parcel to accommodate the easement. And so that's what's in front of you today, fully supportive of that. The developer's been terrific to work with. We sat down with Nick Minnick and the engineering department to work through their design of their building. They were more than happy to make some accommodations that we suggested in that regard. And ultimately, we'd ask that you approve that in principle and allow us to kind of finalize all of those details. We would intend to split any costs associated with closing that transaction 50-50 with the private developer. Did I miss anything?
No. I think you did good.
Yeah, happy to answer questions if you have them.
Any questions?
I'll make a motion to approve the Newport Landing parcel sale swap and easement.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, state by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 4-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. Engagement letter for Baker Tilly for TIF services and analysis. Mr. Phillips.
Yes, so you have an proposed engagement letter in front of you. If you would take a look at that, basically this is economic development feasibility analysis associated with the 39 North project improvements. So this is to assess basically what the financial options are for the Redevelopment Commission to be involved financially in assistance with the costs associated with the improvements, the infrastructure-related improvements in the 39 North project. So taking a look at some different scenarios associated with that. The cost of this, you see the hourly rates there, is a not to exceed $20,000. And that's about it. Happy to answer any questions you have.
Questions for Mr. Phillips? Everybody good? I need a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the engagement letter for Baker Tilly for TIF services and analysis.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, state by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 4-0. Number 12. We're almost done here. Approval of annual TIF pass-through letters. Mr. Phillips.
Yes, so as required per state statute annually, we are required to determine whether it's possible for us to pass through any of the funds that we receive from the various allocation areas, TIF districts that we oversee. Through previous discussion, we presented the commission with a list of projects that we intend to complete in each of those TIF districts. We feel that the list of projects far exceeds the need, basically, for those funds. And so we would recommend that the commission issue pass-through letters that indicate that we have no additional excess assessed value to pass through to the underlying taxing units, similar to what we've done in previous years. So I would request your approval of this for the letters for the 4 TIF districts. TIF 1 and 4 are combined in one letter, just
Right.
for reference.
Have a motion?
I'll make a motion for the approval of annual TIF pass-through letters.
Do I have a
I'll
second?
second.
Further discussion? This is an annual thing we do.
Yeah.
Hearing none, all in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 4-0. Request number 13, a request for appraisals and surveys for TIF 1 properties. Mr. Phillips.
And Mr.
Mr.
Cook,
Mr. Cook.
combination perhaps.
Yeah, maybe I'll start, Craig, and you can fill in any details. We have a property on Lake Street, actually 2 properties on Lake Street. We took them years ago via tax sale. They were a delinquent property, or set of properties. We did have somebody approach the city about purchasing that to build a small industrial building, very much in line with the characteristics of that portion of the city. And we'd like to kind of move forward, or at least investigate the possibility of moving forward. And in order to do so, we need to obviously get the property appraised and surveyed, and in order to determine what we're selling and how much we're selling that for. The potential buyer's been good to work with, and we'd like to see the project move forward if possible.
Mr. Phillips?
So I would just add to that, that I believe that a safe estimate of the cost of the required appraisals, of which we would need two, and the survey necessary for this transaction would be not to exceed $7,500, just to be safe. I believe that would be sufficient for us to perform those two actions.
This is very much in line with, both Redevelopment Commission, City Council, Board of Public Works have seen, we have a number of properties like this that ultimately make their way into the hands of the city because owners didn't pay taxes. And it's important to, not only would it be nice to complete a sale and see something built, but to put the property back on the tax rolls as well, which has far more significant long-term implications.
Is that 7,500 per parcel or total?
Total.
It's really one parcel with just kind of a sliver of adjacent, so.
Any other questions?
I'll make a motion to approve the request for appraisals and surveys for TIF 1 properties,
Second?
Up to 7,500, correct?
up to 7,500.
Second.
And I have a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none.
Who was the second?
Second was Damon.
Oh, Damon, okay.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, state by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 4-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. 14, other business. Anybody have any other business? We skip right by that and go right to 15, Damon.
Make a motion to adjourn our May 31st longest meeting of the year.
Historic,
Yeah.
historic meeting. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. No further discussion. All in favor, state by saying aye. Aye. Passes 4-0. We are adjourned. Thank you.